talking about sober dating, sober relationships. A couple of things that have come up this past week that I wanted to do videos on were platonic friendships. And so when you're sober dating, and you're doing your program, right? You're working your program. You're going to meetings. You're sharing about the sober dating experience. You're doing your activity dates. When I was doing this, you're sharing with your sponsor. You're doing service. I came across people in the dating process that I really, really liked. And because I was going to meetings, talking about it, doing service, talking to my sponsor, because I was spiritually grounded, I was able to be open to feedback from my sponsor that I may have come across a platonic friendship, and that my next steps in this experience were to do all the spiritual work around this, right? The journaling and what have you. But to have a conversation with that person, and they were really awkward at first, but to have a conversation with that person and explain, and these conversations took me a while to master and get really comfortable around, but that I had discovered a platonic friendship, and that I was interested in moving forward with them in a platonic friendship, and set a boundary that it wasn't going to be a sexual friendship relationship. These were, Al-Anon really helped me with this, and boundaries and detachments. And I had to talk a lot about, too, my grief and fear of abandonment. Because as I got to know this person, and I'm thinking of one particular person in particular, but there were a lot of platonic friendships that kind of tumbled out of my dating experience. I also had to deal with my fear of rejection and my fear of abandonment, my abandonment history. So let me wrap this up with a little story. When I was 27 years old, I'm in 2 months. This is a long time ago. One of my first nights out in a lesbian club, I was wearing my cute little romper and my combat boots, right? Baby dyke. And I came across this giant woman, volleyball player, football player, crew cut, really cool person. And she said hello and bought me a beer. This was back before I got sober. And we played pool and we hung out. And this is someone that I normally, under normal circumstances, would have gone home with, right? And had a relationship with and crashed and burned with. But thank God she had a girlfriend, Tiara, who has passed on. Tiara died of alcohol poisoning. Anyway, this was my buddy Pat, who I call Wingman. And Pat and I have been friends ever since. And the amazing thing about it for me was there was a point. So this is what I'm going to say next really relies on the 9th step, right? Which is not necessarily a harm or an amends, but we remain open, right? Right around the 6th step, we talk about openness and being guided. 9th step, right? We remain at the ready to take certain actions, to have conversations with people. And so I always remained at the ready with her to have that conversation about a platonic friendship. And when she and Tiara broke up, and we started spending a lot of time together. In fact, I was with her the night that I officially was introduced to the woman that would become my wife. Officially. I'd met her a while back, but not officially. I had that conversation with her. I found her intelligent and articulate and funny, and I enjoyed her company, and I felt safe and comfortable with her. But I didn't have that chemical, I didn't have that passion. And you know what the funny thing was? She said, I feel the same. You're not my type. She said it so faster, so simpler, and so blunt. Well, why is this experience so important to me? We went through Hurricane Ian in September, end of September, and we all thought that it would hit north of here. And she texted a couple nights before, and we were in really good shape for the storm. But the one person when the electricity went out and the Wi-Fi went out and the cell phone towers went out, for some reason, God, higher power, benevolent spirit, chose this one person for me to stay in touch with throughout the entire storm. And I do not know why I was able to contact her throughout the entire storm, but she checked on us every hour. And I was able to send her other people, other contact numbers, and say, will you text them and let them know we're okay? And so not only did this person look out for me, but she ended up loaning equipment to my neighbors. And as they drove down from Wisconsin, they met with her and she loaned them a wagon to pull behind their car. And I'm going way too long with this video. And she had it loaded up with all this stuff from Home Depot by the time they got to her house. I mean, she was just an angel. And there's some other really fun stories about her. But this is why these experiences, and at first, again, these conversations are really scary for me. And this spiritual work around recognizing I have found someone I really like, but I'm not sexually attracted to them. I have found a platonic friend. Really an amazing spiritual experience, and I wanted to share that with you and talk about how important it was for me. And the last thing I want to say is, and if any of you are creative out there, I would love to make a board game, kind of a Chutes and Ladders kind of board game about sober dating. Because when I got to this point in the sober dating experience, when I found platonic friends and I was able to have those conversations, meeting the significant other in both situations were right around the corner. Like I said, I was with this wingman when I met my wife. So wanted to share that with y'all this morning. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Sober dating, if I can do it, you can do it.